Beta, most of you try to cover this chapter. Elevation, good morning, Beta. Anu, good morning. Ashwita, good morning. So we were talking about yesterday a very important point. Let's start this content again, Beta. So we were discussing about pyramids of numbers. So what is exactly pyramids of number and how it is exactly working? Last class we were discussing about. So now we are going to go for the next part. Get ready for it, Beta. So now in this type of pyramid, the number of individual organisms in various trophic level is shown. That's already we have discussed. Next part is these pyramids may be upright or inverted. So either you can take like this or you can take inverted part of the pyramid. Next part, the number of organisms of any trophic level depend upon the availability of organisms which are used as food of lower level, so that availability of food is the main factor. Yes, from one level to another factor, when one level to another level, if we are checking the availability of food is one of the most important factor, and each level should have the availability of food. That is one of the major criteria. Understood? Now, these producers are of two types. If we are going to talk about the producers are of two types in this level. The first is phytoplanktons. The first producer level is considered as phytoplanktons. Okay, that means they are the inactive floating plants because they do not have locomotor organs. Example, inactive floating plants means they cannot float on their own. Understood? So they don't have the device through which they can be able to float on their own. Means randomly they can float, and so only what they are called as inactive floating plants because they do not have locomotor organs. So they don't have the locomotor organs which can help them to float. This is one of the most important example. And the most important part is diatoms. If we will talk about it, it is called as diatoms. Next is phytone, that is phytone tones. Phytone tones is what? Now let's talk about this. Phytone tones. These plants swim actively in water because in them locomotory organs are present. Usually, flagella are present in these plants. So definitely flagella means here like projections will be there, big wings like will be present them, so that they will help it to grow. They will help it to float. Okay. Usually flagellas are present in these plants like chlamydomonas and dinoflagellates. The number of phytoplanktons, that is phytoplanktons are that is phytones are higher per unit area of water because they are unicellular organisms. So when we will talk about both of them, they are exactly considered as what type of organisms? Unicellular organisms. What type of organisms, beta? They are considered as unicellular. Yes, they both are aquatic organisms. Phytoplankton and phytoplanktons, they both are unicellular organisms and they are present in water bodies. Where phytoplanktons do not have locomotors, phytoplanktons are having locomotors. Means they can be able to move. Unicellular organism. Yes, unicellular organisms means those type of organisms which can whatever they have only one single cell. Understood? So one phytoplanktons do not have locomotors means they cannot be able to move on their own. Hi Tarun, good morning. And the second one, Tarun, in the group you message that ma'am today will seriously punch you people if you will be not able to respond to ma'am. Okay, so now because that is called as phytoplankton and one is phytoplanktons. So these are the two important things. Yes. So now we will go for that is topic level T1, T2, T3 and T4. Now we'll go for the next one. Beta. So now in a tree ecosystem, the pyramid of number is inverted. This is called as parasitic ecosystem. Understood? So for a tree ecosystem, the pyramid of number is inverted. The pyramid of number is what, beta? The pyramid of number is inverted. Can you see how it is exactly going? In a tree ecosystem, this is exactly considered as what? Tree ecosystem. What name we have given it? Tree ecosystem. This is called parasitic ecosystem. What name we have given it? Parasitic ecosystem because birds depend upon trees and parasites depend upon birds. So definitely birds will be depending on trees and parasites will be depending on birds. So only what it is called as inverted system. Okay. So here if we will talk about in this system, so it depends upon birds. Therefore, with the increase in the number of trophic level, the number of organism increase consequently. Sequentially. How? See, look here: parasites, birds, and trees. Understood. So after trees, birds will be there. After birds, parasites will be there. When then, good morning. Yesterday, where were you? Beta? I took chocolates for you. So when then, seriously missing. So definitely parasites, birds, and trees are there. So trees are in the lower level. Why trees are in the lower level, beta? The trees are the basic one. Understood. The birds lives on trees, and the birds depends upon trees. Now the parasites will be depending on birds also and on trees also. How the parasites will be depending on birds and trees? The parasite lives on the host body. Understood? So definitely the parasites will be depending on both the factors. So it will increase the number of trophic levels. Can you see that? The number of organism increases consequently. So parasite number will be higher in compared to that of birds and trees because they are microscopic organisms and they have the capability, listen very carefully, they are the microscopic organisms and they have the capability to damage, to live in the host body and utilize the content from the host body. And the host will be deprived of the important nutrition. That's the most important work of parasite. See, parasites can damage a host body. You must remember this one. The parasites can damage host body. This is one of the most important thing. The parasites can damage host body. Got it? Now we will go for the next one. In a tree ecosystem, the pyramid of number is inverted. This is called as parasitic ecosystem. So when tree ecosystem we are going to talk about the pyramid just now I showed you it is inverted and it is exactly called as parasitic ecosystem. Bird depends upon trees and parasite depends upon birds. Therefore, with the increase in the number of trophic level, the number of organisms increases sequentially. Pyramid of numbers shows biotic potential of an ecosystem. That's the most important thing. Now, what is the meaning of pyramid of numbers? If somebody will be asking you, good morning, Kritika. So, when we will be talking, the number of members of any particular species in a favorable condition is called their biotic potential. Underline this one, note down this one. Thank you for liking the class. But most important, this part write down beta. What is called as that is biotic potential. Write down beta. Write down what is the meaning of biotic potential, children. What is the meaning of biotic potential? The number of members of any particular species. The number of members of any particular species. The number of members of any particular species in a favorable condition is called, in a favorable condition is their biotic potential. In a favorable condition is considered as what beta? Their biotic potential. This is the most important thing you must remember. So if we talk about any particular member, okay, of a particular species, if we talk about the number of members of a particular species in a favorable condition, then it is considered as its biotic potential. So, like if we have, I'm going to talk about birds, understood? Just I'm going to talk about peacock. So, I will just say that the specific species of peacock, it is exactly thousands in number in that area. So, definitely, what it will become potential. Which potential? Potential of peacocks. What is the potential here? Thousand numbers of peacock. Which area? One specific area. With that means what? The potential of their species is higher in that area. That's why it is called as biotic potential. Did you noted it? Come on, children. Did you noted it? This is exactly considered as what, beta? This is exactly considered as biotic potential. This is what considered as biotic potential. Must remember what is the meaning of biotic potential? Biotic potential is the number of member of any particular species in a favorable condition is called its biotic potential. Now, beta, population explosion. Yes. Now, what is the meaning of population explosion? If somebody will be asking you, what is the meaning of population explosion? Yes. So, what is the meaning of population explosion? Then, what answer you are going to say? When the number of members of any species increases, then it is called as population explosion. Now, beta, right now I told 1,000 peacocks were there in a specific area, that will become the biotic potential. Now, same way, beta, if the number of peacock doubles to 3,000, then what will happen? It will called as population explosion of peacock in that area. Ashish, good morning, beta. Population explosion of peacock in that specific area. This is considered as what, beta? Population explosion. Why, beta? The population of peacocks is now exploding. Yes, a member of yes, very good. The members of species are increased. So member of species are increased. So beta, it is called as biotic potential. So this is the most important thing. When then absolutely correct, because a biotic potential and population explosion is in they're intertwined. If somebody will be asking you, then you can say this answer. Yes, biotic potential is exactly how much a particular species number is present in that area. Like human, in this square that is square centimeters, in this square kilometers, how much is exactly the number of population? 3 crore is the population. Okay. Now after that, what we are going to say? Now from 3 crore, it has increased to 10 crore. That means it will become population explosion because the species of human has increased in number. So that's why in a particular area. So it is called as population explosion. I hope everybody understood what is the meaning of population explosion. The pyramid of biomass. What is the meaning of pyramid of biomass? So the biomass of each topic level is shown by its pyramid. Mostly these pyramids are also upright erect. Example, tree ecosystem. Just now we have seen now we are going to talk about this system. Okay. Sophia, good morning. This is not done. Those children who are exactly, you all have to be present in time. I'm not idiot. 6:20 it is. Everyone, please join. Inform in the group to join as fast as possible. Ashish, inform in the group better that ma'am is getting very angry. Please join fast. Mostly these pyramids are also upright erect. Example, tree ecosystem. Just now we have seen a tree ecosystem. In that tree ecosystem, did you notice something? Did you notice that the tree was the initial part? After that, birds were there, and after that, parasites will be there. So the parasites were the leading one, and the parasites were at the top position. So pyramid of biomass is an aquatic ecosystem. Is inverted because in this producers are microorganisms and their biomass is lesser than those tropic level. Yes, it is inverted because again you need to see that those organisms which are exactly depending on them is very large scale. You see this one. Can you see this inverted? Those organisms which are dependent was any very large scale. So here, when you talk about this one, see, inverted means tree is in less number, birds are more in trees, and then parasites will be coming. So when the number will be increasing, understood or not? When the number will be increasing from a subsequent level, then it is called as inverted pyramid. So here trees numbers will be less, birds number will be more than trees, and parasite number will be even more than birds. So that's why the pyramid is exactly opposite, inverted. So same way, we have understood that pyramid of biomass is also inverted. Pyramid of biomass is also inverted. So in pyramid of biomass, all of you please write your name as fast as possible. Got it? So that means what? So here please pay attention. Pyramid of biomass in aquatic ecosystem is inverted. Aquatic ecosystem, the pyramid of biomass is inverted beta. Why aquatic ecosystem? Because it starts with microscopic organism or plant that is present. Okay? Microscopic organisms or plant. Anu, I am knowing you are present. I am knowing Ilabarshan is present, Sharmila is present, Sophia is present, Maha is present, Kavya is present. Ashish is present, Ashwita is present. Vindan is present, Kritika is present, Tarun is present. These many students I am knowing they are present. Only these many students have reported. I reported the numbers. There, Jivitan is also present. Yes. So that means what with a pyramid of biomass in aquatic system, if somebody will be talking about, so is inverted because in this producers are microorganisms. And you know beta, microorganisms are less in number, okay? And their biomass is lesser than other trophic level. Their biomass, the biotic content is present lesser in number. Understood? Their microscopic organism, their biomass is the residue, the content, the energy produced will be less in number. Okay. Pyramid of biomass shows that standing crops of an ecosystem means total amount of living matter at a particular time in an ecosystem is called standing crops. So these questions they will not ask, we will not do this. Pyramid of energy, this is exactly pyramid of energy is important because pyramid of energy everybody has to understand. Everybody check are you people live or not? Pyramid of energy because you are answering very well. Pyramid of energy, what is the meaning of pyramid of energy? According to 10% law of Lindemann, the 90% part of obtained energy of each organism utilized in their various metabolic activities and only 10% energy is transferred to the next tropic level so that 90% energy is lost at each tropic level. Therefore, top consumer like lion, etc. are weakest ecologically. So 100% na beta. Others are exactly weakest ecologically. Why? Can I ask you this question? So pyramid of energy shows the productivity of any ecosystem. That's again a very important point. It is showing the productivity of any ecosystem. It is showing what beta productivity of every ecosystem of any ecosystem we can speak about. It is showing the productivity of any ecosystem. Now beta one very important thing to be remembered. So if somebody will be asking you this question, will you be able to answer? See, if I am eating 100% food, that means 90% of the food what I have eaten, if it is converted into energy, 90% of the energy I will be losing in all my activities. What and all activities I am doing all that activities in daily basis like eating, singing, jogging, teaching, understood not running. So in all that activities whatever is there 90% of the energy I'm going to lose. So if 90% of the energy I'm going to lose, then only 10% will be utilized. So if any animal will be eating me, that means that energy animal will be only getting 10% of my body energy. 90% I have already utilized. Understood? So this is exactly the most important part. So pyramid of energy shows the productivity of any ecosystem. It is showing what beta? The productivity of any ecosystem. Yes. So 10% energy only transferred, but remain 90% that will be what will happen. So 90% you are using na beta. What you are doing with that 90% of energy? Maha, everybody, can you tell me what and all are the activities on which you are losing 90% of the activities? 90% of the energy. Just think about what and all activities humans are doing. Because of that, they are losing 90% of the energy. What activities humans are doing? Because of that, they are losing 90% of the energy. Come on, go for it. Cycling, very good. Very good. Running, 11 running and cycling, super. That was very quick. Next, Ashish, respiration, absolutely massive amount of energy is utilized in respiration. They are exactly lost. So when we are breathing in and breathing out, though it is a physical process, but most of amount of the energy is exactly utilized in it. So 100% super answer. Thinking needs energy. Yes, the time you are reading, that time also you are losing energy. That's also a good answer. Another please. So respiration is the respiration. Already I got this answer. Next is sunlight. A sunlight energy is different energy inside human body. That energy, sunlight energy, is utilized by the plant. We cannot take the energy of sunlight and do something with it. Come on, go for it. Think about it nicely. So we are using energy for thinking, reading, writing, jogging. Understood, Kavita? All the other activities what we are doing, in that we are losing the energy. In that we are losing the energy. The phytogeography, the study of distribution of plant on the earth is called as phytogeography. Note down these names. So plant community we are going to understand. In that plant community, first, all type of plant present at a particular place form a community, which is called as plant community. Yes, na, it is exactly considered as what with a plant community. When all type of plants will be present in a particular area, it will be considered as plant community. What it is considered as plant community. Okay, so which are called as plant community. The distribution of any species at a at a place depends upon the social nature of species, which indicate cooperation between them. So that is Synecology. What is synecology? Ecology. The ecological study of any plant community is called synecology. Synecology. Understood? Synecology means when you are going to study about the particular species of plant, it is called as synecology. Ecology. That is synecology. If you can read it as it will become easy. Understood? Now, phytogeography, the study of distribution of plant on earth is called as phytoecology. So now when we are doing distribution of plant on earth, can you tell me one region where the availability of finding plant is very, very minimal? Which region on earth, which regions on earth where the availability of finding plants are very, very less? Which regions on earth you are finding where the availability is better? Synecology. Synecology means what? Synecology means the ecological study of any plant community is called as synecology. Means where and all the plant is present, what is the reproductive pattern of the plant, and how many number of plants are exactly present in that located areas, what is their population explosion, the growth depends upon what factors. So that is exactly considered as synecology. Why? Because the ecological study of any plant. Here we are doing what type of study? With the ecological study, and this is exactly the most important part. So here what type of study we are doing? We are doing ecological study. What we are doing? Ecological study of any plant. That's why it is called as synecology. Now the distribution of plant in a specific location on earth is called as phytogeography. Phytogeography, why? Because it is depending upon the number. So phytogeography means the number of distribution of plant of any particular species or different type of species of plant in different areas. It is considered as phytogeography. Now all characteristics of plant community are as follows. First is some characteristic, the species diversity. We need to understand what is the diversity of the species. Now, these are many varieties of organisms found in a community. So, total number of species of a plant is called population. The ecological study of population is called, that is Horticulture. Understood now? So now the maximum species diversity is found in tropic forest. The plants are called as flora and animals are termed as fauna. The lowest species diversity is tundra biome or Arctic desert. So definitely in desert areas, we will not be taking different type of, we will not be seeing different type of plant. So this much questions dominant species. So some are exactly the number of plants which are exactly dominated. So the highest number of plants of the species present in a community is called dominant species, and the whole plant community is known as name of the species. Definitely in a beta. So sometimes what happens? How many species will be present in that area? The full community will start getting named because of that specific. So mangrove. Sometimes you say na mango plants are more there, so that area itself is started calling by mango trees. Understood? So here also there are some species which are dominating in a particular area. Means some specific type of plants are more there. Understood? So because of that plant name is exactly given to that area. So it is called as dominant species. So dominant species and the whole plant community is known as the name of the species, such as that is Prosopis community on Aravalli Hills and Pinus community on Himalaya. So Pinus community in Himalaya, it is exactly good known because of the plant. It is because of the plant. Now fauna is that is flow, transfer of energy in the ecosystem. Can you tell me one thing? This is very important chart we need to understand. So when we talk about transfer of energy in the ecosystem, the energy will be yes, beta. Apple tree in Jammu and Kashmir. So what you want to say? Apple tree in Jammu and Kashmir means Jammu and Kashmir become apple. So next time we are calling to get where you are going, I am going to Apple. The place should get the name. The place should get the name because of that specific production. Then only it will be dominant. Understood, beta? The place should get the name because of the domination of that. So since the place is getting the name because of the domination, understood? So see, because of the domination of that species, the place is getting the name. No, 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 no. That's correct question only, because many people are having confusion in our version. Many people are doing mistake in this because they don't know. But beta, the thing here is, the most important thing is the explosion has to be done. So this explosion only will lead to the naming of that system. That's the most crucial part. And you have asked an apt question already. So energy transferred in the biosphere in food chain obey the law of thermodynamics. Yes, that's the most important thing. And please underline this one and note down. This is one of the most crucial part of this chapter. Seriously, I'm going to stop the live class and I'm not going to teach you people. Because see, right now I'm teaching the last part of the environment. How many students are present? Right now only 12 students are showing. Good morning, Ajay. So seriously, these people are say Ajay. So definitely, this is exactly going to get Maha. Yes, but that is not going to keep my anger off. Important topics when I'm teaching means they should be exactly responding as fast as possible. Yes, Sophia, I know it. So energy transfer in the biosphere in food chain obey the law of thermodynamics. How it is obeying the law of thermodynamics, beta? Let's check this one out. The food chain in a community actually represents the stepwise transfer of food and energy contained in it. So what is exactly done in this total entire system? Good morning, Ajay. So what is exactly done in this entire ecosystem? The first thing is the plants will be containing what, beta? The plants, yes, Ashish. The plants will be exactly containing what, beta? Elevation good. So now the plants will be containing what? Energy, sunlight energy. Out of 100% of sunlight energy falling on earth, how much is utilized by the plant? Jevitan, yesterday I am coming to school. There only I will sutify everybody, killing. From today I am coming to school. And if I am coming means they are got it. So now plant in the process of photosynthesis and stored as a chemical energy of food. So definitely today you need to understand that about 1% of the sun energy falling on leaves is utilized by the plant in the process of photosynthesis. That means if sun energy uh, no. If sun energy is exactly present, so how much percentage it is utilized? Only 1% of sun energy. So if somebody will be asking you how much percentage of sun energy is utilized by the plant. So first the plant start with 1% of sun energy. And after that, how much is the energy transfer? 10% is the energy transfer. How much is the energy transfer, beta? Energy transfer is 10%. Energy utilized is 1%. That's the difference. So energy utilized is 1% and energy transfer is 10%. Understood? So that's the difference. So how much sun energy is utilized? 1%. How much sun energy is transferred? 10%. That's exactly. So that means plant will transfer 10% to herbivore, herbivore will transfer 10% to primary carnivore, and primary carnivore will transfer 10% to secondary carnivore. The systematic pattern is going like this. Okay. Now you go for the next one. The food chain in a community actually represents the stepwise transfer of food and the energy contained in food. About 1% is exactly used. Now, beta, please remember this part, decomposer. Can you check the arrows? The arrows are very, very important. You look here. The sun energy or light energy is utilized by the producer plant. Okay. Now, heat is exactly going. So, after utilization, whatever energy is released, it is used as heat. Now, look here. These plants are getting decomposed when they are dying. It is decomposed by decomposers. Now the producer is exactly eaten by herbivore. After eating whatever the energy released is there, that is called as heat energy. It will go to community heat. Now these herbivores, when they are dying, it is decomposed by decomposers. After herbivores comes carnivores. Carnivores again, these carnivores will be exactly eaten by the top carnivores. And here, whatever energy will be released, it will be going to the community space, and all of them, when they die, they will be decomposed by whom? Decomposer. So this chart is a very, very important chart. Children, I'm moving. You just take the screenshot or you can draw. Both you can do. Then, and that is exactly decaying organisms. So decomposers, decay organisms are there. So transfer of energy in the ecosystem, energy is not created in the ecosystem. Energy is only converted from one form to another. That's the most important answer. So we cannot be creating energy. We can only transfer the energy from one form to another form. This is one of the most important parts. So there is continuous transfer of energy from one trophic level to another trophic level. Understood in the food chain. So that was dear plant, dear land. So that's what. So we are not creating energy. Thank you for liking the class, Peter. Thank you so much for joining. Those people who are listening me, really hats off people because see, where other people are sleeping in home, you people are exactly answering the questions and you people are exactly trying to understand. So this is the most important thing, Peter. Thank you so much. Bless you all. Chocolate for you people. Wait. I'm seriously going to punch those people, those who are sleeping in room. When then are you there in the group? So dear, so this transfer of energy takes place in the form of chemical energy of food. So definitely, yes, Vidam. Now look here, please check this one out. So plant, deer, lion. This transfer of energy takes place in the form of chemical energy of food. So this transfer of energy is taking place in the form of chemical energy of food. Please kindly remember this one. In food chain, it is exactly transferred as chemical energy. In the food chain, it is transferred as chemical energy. Beta. In food chain, how it is transferred? It is transferred as chemical energy. Okay, we must remember this one. It is transferred as what? Chemical energy. So at each topic level of organism, some of the energy is utilized by organism for their metabolic activities like respiration and for their growth. But the rest part, it is exactly the 10%. That's what I discussed now. The 10% will be exactly transferred and 90% will be exactly utilized by the body. This is the most important thing. So example, so food chain, plant, deer, lion. So transfer of energy takes place in chemical energy form. So we will be talking about chemical energy form. So at each topic level of organism, some of the energy is utilized by the organism for their metabolic activities like respiration and for their growth. A part of the energy at each topic level it is utilized for functioning of decomposer. That is also very, very important. For functioning of decomposer is exactly used. Correct now? So that's what the loss of energy will be going to the community only. That's also we know. So there is a loss of energy at each topic level. So one thing is there. One you are using how when you are exactly eaten by some other organism, they will use your energy. How much energy they can use? Only 10%. But what you are doing with that? So another one is see this is exactly this part you please remember. I'm just underlining this important content. Please remember this section. There is a loss of energy at each energy transfer in various trophic level of organism which goes into environment and remains unutilized. This is called as community heat. So definitely beta, some of the energies which will get lost some of the energies like if one organism is eating the another organism or the decomposers are decomposing the organism that particular moment what will happen the energy will be exactly released. So this energy what is exactly released in the form of heat it will go as a community heat. It will go as what? Community heat. You remember this one. So flow of material in ecosystem is cyclic, but flow of energy is unidirectional. This is exactly very, very important. They ask this question. These three parts are very, very important. These three sections are very, very important. The flow of material in ecosystem is cyclic. The flow of material. Flow of material means once how it is cyclic. I'll show you. But flow of energy is unidirectional. How the flow of air, see, flow of material is cyclic. If somebody will say how the flow of material will be cyclic, so one material will be exactly utilized. Like we will talk about the material utilization. So what and all materials can be there and how it can be utilized. So if somebody will be asking you that CO2, will take one material CO2, water. So CO2 will be utilized by the plant. Now, human plant will be eaten by human, so producers and herbivores. So the herbivores were eating the plant. Now, what will happen? The herbivores will exactly release this CO2. So that's exactly cyclic. This is cyclic. This is exactly what beta cyclic in nature. So this is exactly cyclic in nature. But flow of energy is unidirection. Unidirection means it will not return back. So after utilizing plants after utilizing 1% of sunlight, it will give energy 10% to all the trophic levels. Did you saw only arrow one side? So beta, all the arrows are exactly turning one side. What happened, Ashish? All the arrows are turning only one side. So that means this is called as unidirectional. This is called as what beta? Unidirectional. What is the meaning of unidirection? When the energies will be flowing in one particular direction, it is considered as unidirectional. It is considered as what beta? Unidirectional. But when the things will revert, so plant will take carbon dioxide and herbivores will take plant. So they will release carbon dioxide again. Again, carbon dioxide will be exactly taken by plant. Plant is exactly giving, plant is eaten by herbivores. Herbivores will release carbon dioxide. So this is a cyclic process. Energy transfer, utilization of material is cyclic. The material will keep on dancing. This is cyclic. Understood? But energy usage is unidirectional. Understood? So this is what beta. The flow of material in ecosystem is cyclic, but flow of energy is unidirectional. And I have drawn it and I have explained. Yes, beta. 1%, 10%, 10%, 10%. And here it will only go in one direction. It will not be circulating. But carbon dioxide taken by plant. Now plant is eaten by herbivore. Herbivore is eaten by carnivore. In this entire process, carbon dioxide keeps on exactly going. So definitely that will be exactly called as what beta? That is called as flow of energy. That is called as flow of material. But here the flow of energy will be unidirectional. The flow of energy in the ecosystem is said to be unidirectional because the energy lost as heat from the living organism or food chain cannot be reused by the plant in photosynthesis. Yes, Navita. See, once the energy will be lost in the form of heat, we cannot use it back. Carbon dioxide, we can again use it back. But whatever energy is utilized, whatever energy is utilized in the form of heat, that will not be revert back, that will not be coming back. That's the most important point here, and we must learn that the flow of energy in the ecosystem is said to be unidirectional. Unidirectional means it is having one direction. The flow of energy is unidirection. It is in one direction. Okay, and it will be lost as heat in the living organism of food chain and cannot be reused. It is not going to be reused. And now we have already studied 10% law. We have studied the preliminary sections of 10% law. And we already we know the 10% law. So from 10,000 joule, it will get 1,000 joule, then it will get 100 joule, and then it will get 10 joule. So the content will keeps on getting reduced by 10%. That is called as what? 10% law of nature. So definitely this 10% law. This law is called as 10%. So if plant is having 1,000 joule, then herbivore will have 100 joule. And if herbivore is having 100 joule, that means human, if we are eating plant, then we are having only 10 joule of energy. So this is the most important thing. So only 10 joule, 1% of 1,000 is trapped by plant, and the rest is 990 joule of energy is lost to the environment. So plant utilize only 10% of energy. That's what 10% of energy is plant can utilize only 10% of energy. But here, beta, one thing is there solar energy is 1,000. But what is the 1% of 1,000? What is the 1% of 1,000? Let's see the symmetry part. Beta. Sunlight energy is 10,000. Understood. Sunlight energy is 10,000 joule. Now, what is the 1% of 10,000? 1% of 10,000. What is the 1% of 10,000? Say first. Come on, children. 1,000. 1% of 10,000 is 1,000. It is 100 joule. Well done, Ashish. It is 100 joule. 1% of 10,000 is 100 joule. Now this 100 joule is received. So 1% of 10,000 is 100 joule. Now this 100 joule is eaten by herbivores. This 100 joule is eaten by whom, beta? Herbivores. So herbivores, this was producers. This is exactly producers. So 10,000 is 1%, taken, 1% of 10,000 is taken. Now this one 10%. Understood? So 10% of 100 will become how much, beta? 10 joule. Now 10% of this will be 1 joule. So see how much less energy will be present for the lower bottom people. The lower bottom people will always be suffering because of less energy content. 10%, 10%, 10% keeps on reducing. Yes. 10%, 10%, 10% always keeps on reducing beta. Yes. 0.10%, 10 by 100 into 100. Next topic level it will become 0.10. That is 10%. Here beta 1000 was that 10,000. 10,000 1% will become 100. 100 will go, 10% of 100 will become 10, and 10% of 10 will become 10% of 10 will become 1%. Understood? 10% of 10 will become 1%. That's very important. Note on this one. Please note on this one. So again, just 10% of 1 joule of energy of herbivore animal is utilized by carnivore animal. Thus, carnivore animal have only 0.1 joule of energy, while 0.9 joule of energy is lost in the environment. So if 1%, 10% of 1 joule, 10% of 1 joule will become beta 0.0.1 joule. 10% of 1 joule is this much. That means remaining how much is wasted? The remaining one wasted is 0.9 joule. The remaining one is wasted is 0.9 joule. What is biological magnification? Already we have discussed about biological magnification. The toxics that are generated or produced in the human body is considered as biological magnification, or those organisms which are omnivore, or those organisms which are present in the higher hierarchy. They are exactly responsible. So as women usually occupy the highest trophic level of food chain, they get the maximum quantity of harmful chemical accumulated in their body. Increase in concentration of harmful chemical substance in the body of living organism at each trophic level of food chain is called biological magnification or biomagnification. Correct, Prolina Beta. Why it is called as biological magnification? Because the content is very, very high in them. Okay. I hope you might have understood this part. But is it clear till now? Is it clear till now? So this is called as biological magnification. So accumulation of harmful chemical substance in the body of living organism at each trophic level of food chain is called as biological magnification. I hope till here it is correct, Vita. So now, biological magnification or biomagnification. Some harmful non-biodegradable chemicals are pesticides, ADT, and heavy metals such as mercury, arsenic, cadmium, etc. enter the body of organism through the food chain and go on concentrating at each topic level through the process of biomagnification. So this that area where what you call DDT is used as a pesticide or fertilizers were used, from that area all the content, all the people those who will be there, they will be affected by that. So it is called as non biodegradable. So some harmful non biodegradables are pesticides and DDT, and it will be better once it will be going, and mercury, lead, arsenic, cadmium, these are something very what you call poisonous metals. If it will go inside the bloodline means it will be definitely affecting you. So 100% the accumulation of these toxics. See, I am having agriculture. So I will be getting affected because I am putting more pesticides. Understood? Now understand this pesticide will go in water and it will damage the aquatic plant. Now aquatic animals. After that, the pesticides will be taken by the plant. The plant is having high level of pesticides. So now you understand the rabbits are exactly eating the plant. We are eating rabbit. We are eating plant. We are eating fish. All things will get affected. The soil will get affected. The water will get affected, and the plant will also get affected because if you are putting poison on plant like DDT and all, because you want to kill the pesticides and all means you have to put there, and that means what every tropic level will have this poison. Yes, and so only the concentration of biomagnification will be very high in higher level. So accumulation of mercury leads to disease that is called as minimata. Note down, note down, note down, note down, note down. The accumulation of mercury led to the disease called as minimata. The accumulation of mercury in, yes, accumulation of mercury leads to the disease called minimata. Accumulation of fluorine leads to knee knock syndrome and bending of legs. So definitely the person will have fluorosis. The organism will have this is what is called as what beta? Come on, say minimata. Accumulation of mercury. So in the body, if mercury is getting accumulated, it is called as minimata. It is considered as what? Can you repeat with me, everyone? Come on, check. Accumulation of mercury leads to disease called minimata. Accumulation of mercury leads to a disease considered as minimata. 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 Understood? And accumulation of fluorine leads to knee knock syndrome. The knee will be knocked. Understood? Means sound will come when you walk. And bending of legs. Understood? So definitely you won't be not be able to walk properly. That's exactly called as accumulation of fluid leads to knee knock syndrome. What knock system? Knee knock syndrome. Yes, minima. Absolutely correct. Super. Now, but a very alarming thing, a very, very important point we must remember. See, water bodies usually contain a small amount of 0.02 ppm part per million of harmful chemicals. Correct, Rolina? Because everything we are dumping in water, factories are also releasing water in with their waste in water. Human are also releasing their waste in water. So definitely wherever the sanitation system will be there, it will go towards water. So it will lead to what better? The water bodies in very small amount of harmful chemicals. So how much it will be getting accumulated with harmful chemicals now? So when this water is consumed by phytoplankton, planktons. Now these phytoplanktons will be utilizing this water. Now because phytoplanktons are living in aquatic system. Now the water got damaged because of this chemical. Now this will be exactly taken by what? They will be taken by whom? Phytoplanktons and zooplanktons, and the concentration of these chemical increases because those organisms who has taken it, if they are eaten by any other organism, means that organism will be getting this toxic content because you have whatever provided DDT from all the levels. Okay, so fish feeding on this plant that is on this plankton were found to contain 240 ppm of harmful chemical. Wow, from 0.02 ppm harmful chemical where it was present water bodies, but in fish how much it is present, can you see? So when, check this, when this water is consumed by phytoplanktons will accumulate how much ppm part per million, 5 part per million, that is ppm. This much is the amount that will be present in which one? Water. Understood? So this one will be there. And the zooplankton, see, water is having only 0.02 ppm, but the zooplanktons or the phytoplanktons, they are eating continuously this water content. So definitely now their ppm will raise and it will go to 5 ppm part per million. Now the fishes are exactly eaten by the bigger organisms. We are found to contain the fishes is exactly having 240 ppm of harmful chemicals. Birds feeding on these fishes were found to contain 1600 ppm of this chemical. So think how much is the amount of chemical burst is there, and what we call toxic burst is there in birds. The birds toxic burst is even more higher than that of other things. Now, this there is an increase in concentration of chemical at each tropic level. So, thus we will be talking about the concentration of chemicals will be definitely higher in every tropic level. I hope you might have understood. Come on, say. I hope you might have understood this one. Can you say? Chalo, we'll ask some questions. Get ready for it. So, effect of human activities in environment. Are you ready for it? I'm having leg injury. Pain is very heavy, but I'm coming to school. Yes, good. Now, with the human activities, how it is exactly going to create problems. We are the one who is problem creator. If you can talk like this, we are the one who is problem creator. How? Because changes in the environment affect us and our activities. Change the environment. That is, that activities change the environment. It is polluted beyond the capacity of cleaning agent of nature. Correct only now. The decomposers are weaker enough to clean because our tendency of damaging is very high. Okay. Now, another thing is the environment becomes polluted because of our way of approach to the environment, and we have many points to write about it. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this topic because I know you can handle it next week. Our activity pollute the environment in various ways, and some of the environmental problems are depletion of ozone layer and disposal of waste. That's one of the most crucial factors. That's one of the most crucial factors. So ozone layer depletion. So between how much kilometers away ozone layer is present. So if somebody will ask till what kilometer ozone layer is present, then 20 to 26 kilometer above the sea level, the ozone layer is present. And the part of atmosphere containing it is called as ozonosphere. That is called as stratosphere. The part of there is troposphere, hemisphere, stratosphere. So definitely 20 to 26 kilometer above. So this is the sea level. So 20 to 26 kilometer above, you will be seeing stratosphere, STRATOSPHERE. This is a special layer here, and in this only, what is exactly the 2026 ozone will be present. Ozone layer will be present. I hope you might have understood this one better. So this layer is established due to equilibrium between photo dissociation of ozone by UV radiation and regeneration of ozone. This is the most important power. Remember, this layer is established. How ozone is created? This is creation of ozone. How ozone is created? Due to equilibrium between photodissociation of ozone by UV radiations and regeneration of ozone. So, what is exactly photo? What is exactly photo dissociation of ozone by UV radiations? So UV radiations now they will break O2 molecule and they will again help to join O2 molecule with oxygen. So definitely and regeneration of ozone. So one time they are breaking also and one time they are making also. So this is exactly the most important part. This layer is established due to an equilibrium between photo dissociations of ozone by UV radiation and generation of ozone. So this note down. Everybody please kindly note down this part. That is chlorofluorocarbon. Yes, chlorofluorocarbon is the reason. Yes, beta. Yeah, chlorofluorocarbon, Vishma, good morning. Chlorofluorocarbon is the reason of the whatever depletion of ozone layer. Are you understanding? The reason for depletion of ozone layer, beta. So the thickness of this ozonosphere average 5 mm. The ozone layer acts as an ozone shield and absorbs the harmful UV radiation of sunlight. So it protects the earth that is bio, biota from the harmful effect of strong UV radiation. This layer is very important for the survival and existence of life on Earth. So 100% we have known. So yes, O will become O2 and O2 will again be used by O. So it will become O3. That's what it is there. So they have written this content only. So O2 will be present. O2 will get reacted with O. So it will become O3. So one is breaking, one is making. So one will dissociate, and this is what they have written about Canada. So this layer is established due to an equilibrium between photo dissociation of ozone. So photo dissociation of ozone by which radiation? UV radiation, and then regeneration means reforming of ozone. These are exactly, so this level is generated because of this. So now we are going to go for next one, beta. What in all are the nine causes of thinning of ozone? Let me check it out. This is ozone part is written. Can you check how depletion is exactly taking place with the O2 will be exactly UV rays will break it into OO, and then O plus O2 will become O3. This is exactly one time dissociation will be done and one time they will be joined together, regeneration. This is dissociation phase. So at the time of dissociation of oxygen, what is needed? UV rays. So UV rays will dissociate oxygen molecule into oxygen atom. Remember, UV rays will dissociate oxygen molecule into, this is oxygen molecule. Okay, is oxygen molecule. They are dissociating it into oxygen atoms. Now this oxygen atom, one mole of this oxygen atom will react with O2. So it will become O2. I hope is it clear till here, children? So this is the most important thing. This is also called as free oxygen and nascent oxygen, and they will, with the higher energy UV radiation, split apart from molecule oxygen into free oxygen atom. These atoms they then combine with molecule oxygen to form ozone. This is just now I have explained. I have written this one. So in 1987, the United Nations Environment Program UNICEF, UNEP, succeeded in that is forging an agreement to free CFC production. Why better? Because CFC production is leading to a very big problem. And what is the very big problem for CFC production? The most important or the very deadly problem for CFC production is it is not taken by what? The CFC production. CFC production will exactly do one big work. They deplete ozone. So ozone depletion it is doing. Chlorofluorocarbon is exactly depleting the ozone layer. So definitely from 1987 I am going to take in another class. We are going to study this part. Today evening, yes, CFC will be present in refrigerator. CFC will be present in AC. Definitely better. Monday you are having exams. Any exam is there on Monday? No, no. So definitely next class, what we are going to do, we will be starting from here, and we have to finish. Many topics are there. That is exactly going to work. CBSE system, eutrophication, understood not. So many parts are still left. Biological oxygen demands BOD, soil population, understood. So next class we are going to. Those who went for two, they are only having exams. So let's leave about that. We are not going to discuss anything about that. Let's, with other noise pollutions are there, then frequency is there. So the last, one more last class is needed, and after that, environment. So today, most probably, I want to finish this environment because now science syllabus is going to be finished. Science syllabus means now carbohydrates compound is left and electricity, and but in electricity heating part we are discussing, so that part also. Okay.